Yo, let me tell you about the worst mistake I ever made marrying a man who never actually loved me. My name's Melissa. I'm 33, and this is the story of how I gave everything to someone who gave me nothing back. If you've ever felt invisible in your own relationship, buckle up. This one hits different. I was 24 when I met Callum at my best friend Sarah's house party. I wasn't looking for anyone that night, just wanted to vibe, have a few drinks, forget about my dead end job. Then I saw him across the room, tall, sharp jawline, suit fitted like it was custom made. This man had presence, the kind that makes everyone else fade into background noise. I'm sitting at my table trying to play it cool when he walks straight over. No hesitation, sits down, locks eyes with me, and says, "You look like someone who's got stories to tell." Not some cheesy pickup line. He actually wanted to know me. We talked for 3 hours straight about dreams, fears, the kind of life we wanted to build. By the end of the night, I was hooked. The next few months felt like a movie. Callum would text me good morning before I even woke up. We'd meet after work and lose track of time. He'd look at me like I was the only person in the world and say, "You're incredible, Melissa. Don't ever forget that." I felt like I'd won the lottery. This smart, ambitious, gorgeous man chose me. 8 months in, Callum took me to Riverside Park at sunset. The sky was bleeding pink and orange. We're walking along the path when he suddenly drops to one knee. My heart stopped. He pulled out a small velvet box and opened it. "Melissa," he said, voice shaking, "will you marry me?" I couldn't even speak. Tears poured down my face as I nodded and choked out, "Yes!" People around us started clappings. It was the happiest moment of my life. I genuinely believed I'd found my forever. 2 months later, we got married. Small ceremony, just close friends and family. When I walked down that aisle and saw Callum waiting, tears in his eyes, I thought, this is what real love looks like. We said our vows, promised forever. I meant every word. After the wedding, I became the perfect wife, up at 6 a.m. making breakfast, packing his lunches with little love notes, keeping the house spotless. When he came home, dinner was ready. His favorite meals. We'd sit together, eat, talk for hours, plan our future. "Maybe kids soon," he'd say. "Maybe that house with the big backyard," I'd add. Those moments felt real. I thought we were building something beautiful, but then everything changed. Callum started staying at work later, 6 a.m. to 11 p.m., then midnight. "Big project," he'd say. "I'm doing this for us." When he'd finally come home, something was off. His eyes looked empty, cold, like someone had flipped a switch. He stopped asking about my day, stopped laughing at my jokes. When I'd try to hug him, he'd stiffen. "Not now, I'm exhausted." When I'd reach for his hand, he'd pull away. "I need space." Every rejection was a knife wound. I started feeling like a ghost in my own home. We lived together, slept in the same bed, but I didn't exist to him anymore. One night, I found myself staring at our wedding photo on the wall, wondering when the man in that picture disappeared. The worst part, the silence. The man who used to talk to me for hours couldn't give me 5 minutes. I felt like I was drowning while he watched from the shore. Then came the Tuesday that destroyed me. Around 11 p.m., I'm waiting in the living room. The door opens. Callum walks in with this look. Serious, cold, determined, doesn't say hello. Just sits on the couch and stares at the wall. My stomach drops. "Callum," I whisper, "is everything okay?" He takes a deep breath, turns to me, and says 5 words that shattered my world. "Melissa, I don't love you anymore." Everything stopped. Time. Sound. My heartbeat. I couldn't breathe. "What?" "I don't love you," he repeats, emotionless. "I want a divorce." I fell apart. Tears streaming, hands shaking. "Please, no, we can fix this. Remember when we first met, our wedding, you promised forever." I was begging him to love me, but he just sat there, stone-faced, like my pain meant nothing. "There's nothing to fix," he said coldly. "I'm done." I reached for his hands. He pulled away like I was poison. "I gave you everything," I sobbed. What more could I have done?" But nothing changed. His mind was made up. The divorce happened fast. He signed the papers like our years together were nothing. I packed one suitcase and left. My family lived across the country, so I crashed at a friend's place. I felt like a complete failure. For months, I was a wreck, crying constantly, questioning everything about myself. But then I met Josh. He was kind, patient, actually listened. He asked about my dreams and fears without judgment. He made me realize what happened with Callum wasn't my fault. Some people just aren't capable of real love. I'm 38 now. Josh and I got married last year. For the first time, I understand what real love feels like. He respects me, supports me, genuinely wants to be with me. I don't cry over Callum anymore. That chapter's closed. Yeah, I married a man who never loved me, but that heartbreak led me to my greatest happiness. Sometimes you have to lose everything to find what you truly deserve. I'm Melissa, and I'm finally truly happy. Peace out.